What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel, Lunatia33. Today we're going to do a flip through and review on Coraline Mrs. Archetype cards. This is an 80 card deck, by the way, but I think there's like 6 or 7 totally blank cards, so I technically wouldn't call it an 80 card deck. Anywho, oh, here we go. Here are the blank cards. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So technically, I wouldn't call it an 80 card deck just because of that. Let's look at the guidebook first before we get to the cards. So this is the guidebook right here. The cards are not numbered. However, in the book, they are in alphabetical order. So that can help you look up the card if you want to see further information on it. So the cards themselves do have information for light attributes and shadow attributes. And in the book, it sort of gives you a bit more information from each end of the spectrum, I suppose. For the most part as well, each card has like a little paragraph to kind of guide you on what to look out for. Some of these actually start with look for, and then they continue their sentence. Let's see if we can find one. Here's one, look for, and then blah, 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 blah. Here's another one, look for, and then blah, 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 blah. So it has, you know, a good amount of information. Again, like I said, for the light and shadow attributes, and also for an expansion on what you should be aware of if that card comes up in a reading for you. So that is the guidebook. It's not that thick for it to be an 80 card, well, not 80 cards, but you know, a decent sized deck. The guidebook is not as thick as I thought it would be, but still a pretty good guidebook. Now, let's look at the cards. So these are the backs. I don't know if I'm going to edge this deck. If I am, I might just do a nice red or a gold. I think gold will look pretty good on this one. Anyways, so like I said, the cards are not numbered. The way you can find them in the guidebook is via alphabetical order. My deck is not in alphabetical order, which is cool. So we're just going to go about doing the flip through that way. So the first one is the scribe. I don't want to read all of the like light attribute, shadow attribute. So, but you guys can look at it right there. You can see it in the card. You can always pause the video to read everything too. But generally it has the title up top, light attribute, image, shadow attribute. And the book does also touch base on what they mean by light attribute and shadow attributes, because each archetype has one. It's kind of like a yin and a yang, positive and negative, you know, for there to be a balance and all that stuff. I like using these in past life readings to kind of get a gist of how that person in that past life was, or even to get an understanding of how their personality was. Do any of you guys have this deck? If so, how do you use this deck? The vampire. Interesting archetype for there to be a vampire. Child magical. There's a few child ones in here. The destroyer, you have a volcano. Now usually when I'm using this deck, because there's like a light and a shadow, and the way I use them, I like to shuffle in reversals. Like if I get a reversal, then I would say that the shadow attribute for that specific card is something to, I guess, pay attention to more, or it's something that's probably stronger than the light attribute at that time. So that's why I like to shuffle in reversals with this deck. But how do you guys use this deck? Do you use it as like a daily card pull? If you do use it that way, why and how does that work for you? Does anybody else use it for past life readings? Or to look into personality traits of whom you're reading? A storyteller. One thing I also noticed is each card has colors in there, like their own color. I don't think there's one card that has the same color as the other, like on the border. And if you notice the colors that's on its, I guess, partial border here, because it's kind of a round image here, the color that's right here is generally associated in some way with the artwork or vice versa. And because I'm into like color theory and getting to know colors, I noticed that too with like how they went about choosing the color to go with that particular archetype. Does that make sense? Femme fatale. But I just thought it was pretty cool that they did that. I was like, oh, sneaky, sneaky. I don't know if the book touches base on that, but I'll check. If it does, it should be towards the front of the book to let us know. See, here's another child one, child nature. They have a few child ones in here. Rescuer, they have like a lifesaver. Is that what they're called? I feel like that's not what they're called, but you know what I mean. That thing that they throw in the water to help someone get out of the water or not drown. Saboteur. Ooh, are they gonna pop the balloon? Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, like the blues in here. Y'all know I like blue. Wait, The Exorcist. Oh, okay. I just thought of the movie for some reason. Don Juan. So even like this blue it does look vibrant, but it's not as vibrant as the blue that was in the, I forgot what card it was. But it looked like there was a king on it. Another way that I also use this deck is to kind of tell a story in a way. Especially if it involves like you running into other people or meeting other people. Monk or nun. There's a little slash there, so it's either or. I like how they're kind of, they look like they're sewn, they're like their clothes or cloak are kind of sewn together, like they're one. That's cool. Oh, this is cool. The little swirlies going on in there. All right, let me look at the beginning of the book to see if it mentions anything regarding the color, because that's one thing that stood out to me a lot, is that a lot of these like particular colors used for that particular archetype is interesting to me, having known about color theory and all that stuff. So I'm wondering if they touched on that in the book. Give me 1 second while I check. All right, so I looked through the book and there isn't actually any mention or expansion regarding the choice of colors per archetype. So I just thought that was really interesting. But if you guys want to look further into that, I'd say go for it. I mean, especially if you end up seeing relations from the colors chosen to that of the archetype mentioned and the light or shadow attributes. So dive deep in color theory, guys. You'd be surprised how much it makes sense. All right, well, I think that was it for this video. If I forgot anything that I didn't already mention in the video, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!